fucking right.
Yeah, get out of here. So,
We're getting
you know
close.
what I used to do? I used to do right here and do the flags.
The sun out there with the lousy weather we had, and we're stuck inside when it's good weather. I mean, sometimes we've got to be back over every Wednesday side by side.
Are we gonna go for a record?
Inside.
Oh no, you got those little kids.
Yeah.
Can't run through that.
Yeah. There'll be times when the mosquitoes are that big.
Looks big, man.
That's right. That is not applause, John. That's mosquitoes.
Everybody else got really quiet. Okay, we'll call this regular session to order. Wednesday, May 1st. The time is 7:23. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Let's go with visitor comments. Come on up.
William Allen, St. Helens, Oregon, and this is almost totally extemporaneous, so I'm going to get a little scattered. So I'm hearing about the proposed water fee. Start my clock. The proposed water fee on for rec center, and I want to say I support funding the rec center. I'd love to find a wonderful way to do it. I don't think this is the one. One suggestion may be to make this like a glow thing on PUD. I'd check the box. I'd pay the $2-3 a month. There are a lot of people that $2-3 a month is pretty significant, and this is coercive because if I don't pay that $2-3 a month, you're going to come put a lien on my house at some point. So it's not like I really have a choice. Water is a necessity. So I'm very concerned about this whole concept, and I've been looking into this, and it's kind of going all over the place. Redmond passed a $6 a month fee on all their utilities to fund public safety officers. Apparently, the people of Redmond accepted that. Almsville had a $1 a month fee for one public safety officer, and they were calling it, in 2018, they were calling all their city councilmen. Interesting. Portland, City of Portland decided to just abscond with funds from the Water Bureau to build loos and build things totally unrelated.
They did.
Yes, they did, and it cost them $10 million, and the judgment was that it is unacceptable to use fees and monies from a specific intended use for an alternate unintended use. So I'm just saying there's a lot of danger here. I have a lot of concerns. This is terrible. I have a lot of concerns, and my single biggest one is, where does this end? You know what? CC Ryder needs some funding. Let's just throw another $6 fee on that water bill. I mean, this is my personal opinion here, gentlemen, ladies. This is a cheat, an end-run. It's a tax. And quoting from the papers everywhere. Quoting, what do I do? Oh. I'm just going here with Article 11 of the Oregon Constitution, under the section under property taxes. The definitions, it says a tax is any charge imposed by a governmental unit upon property or a property owner as a direct consequence of ownership of that property. Now there's a little more to it, but I don't think it applies. So, point being, are you going to have a water bill without property? I'd say the odds are pretty strongly no. So this is just a very bad way to go. And if the city of St. Helens adopts this, I don't know if I'll put up with one or not, but I tell you what, to a man, I think you could be looking at a class action. Don't go this way. It's not the right answer. Make it voluntary or don't do it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. All right, other public comment.
Shauna Straub Harrison, St. Helens. Last week at the city council meeting, you guys approved a water hike, correct, for development? so the budget that was proposed, I just wanted to make sure I understood it correctly. So the budget that was proposed from Matt Brown was talking about that you guys were going to do an additional water increase to fund development engineer? Was that how I understood that to
Nope,
be?
that's not how.
So how
it
did
was.
that, could you explain that to me? Because I just
Matt-
like to get.
What was presented to the city council as one of the budget requests from department staff was an additional engineer. How that would be funded through our allocation method of our current engineering department, engineering tech position, sorry. That person's allocation of their salary and benefits is split among the streets, sewer, storm, and water fund, just like all of the engineers are in the engineering department. So what I was giving them the information of, I believe it was a 0.6%. That would be the cost of what the city, if they were to add that position and not use any of the current funds that are in the city, so they wouldn't go into the piggy bank to pull out more money and lower the contingency amounts. To do that without impacting anything else in the fund, they would need to raise rates 0.6% to pay for that position.
Right.
And that would be for future staying out of the red. If we did nothing, even at that 0.6, and I asked you this, we'd be still okay for 2 years.
Correct.
So that was the discussion.
But we didn't raise rates and we didn't approve that position.
And the position, yeah,
Yeah, and the position was not approved, and it was not included in the budget.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Appreciate it.
Okay, other public comment? Okay, so I gotta do my favorite part here. They announce some winners here for the If I Were Mayor contest. Okay, so last year we had our our fourth and fifth grader. She's now a sixth grader. But last year she won second at state with her poster. So I'm going to have her come up for her essay, Madeline Clark. Over this way? Okay. Do you want Madeline to hang out up here, or do you want to go ahead and have it? Okay. Okay. So now our poster winner is Matthias Bean. Yeah. All right. What's going on? Okay. We'll get a map this, okay? Okay, and then a fourth and fifth grade runner-up, but not really a runner-up because she didn't meet the her age requirement. She's too young for the fourth and fifth grade. But Giovanna Anderson has a very good poster up here. And also, I'd like to invite you to come have lunch with us too, okay? All right.
Great outfit. I like that. Nice.
Okay. All right. So now we want to grab your posters, I think, guys. Okay? Can you set your stuff down for just do you want posters or do you want certificates? Let's do posters. Okay, and your essay. Okay. not much to look at in the picture, but I was very, very impressed with this poster. Both of them were very good.
This background's really bad for that. Can
Okay,
I have
over here.
you guys come over here? Sorry.
Do-si-do. Drop the mic.
Complete with a soundtrack.
Very proud of all you guys, okay? Yeah, good job. All right. So go grab your goods over here. And we'll set a date to have lunch, okay? We'll figure out a time that works for all of us, okay?
Get out of school. That makes any day a big day. Yeah. So that's, Rick, next time when the kids kneel, so eyes are all lined up.
Yeah. Okay.
Things like that.
Congratulations to our winners. And, okay, now we're going to go on to reading ordinances. Final reading, ordinance number 3236, an ordinance amending St. Helens Municipal Code Chapter 13.14 regarding use of portable privies.
Move we adopt ordinance number 3236.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to adopt ordinance 3236. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none. Ordinance number 3237, an ordinance amending St. Helens Municipal Code Chapter 3.12 to modify the utility privilege tax levied on utility operating in the city without a franchise.
Move we adopt ordinance number 3237.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve ordinance number 3237. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none.
You might want to have somebody explain this since it says tax.
Well, so basically we have a PGE owns the power rights to the mill. Well, the PUD pays a franchise fees tax to the cities, and currently right now the way it is worked out with PGE pays no tax serving the mill down there to the city. So we're making sure that we are covering all our territory basically.
It's not.
No?
PGE pays a franchise tax, but they only pay it because it's their lines. So they pay a franchise fees on their lines. The mill is buying from a broker. So when things go through a broker,
Yes.
if a city doesn't have a special ordinance, you cannot charge them franchise fees.
Because of the broker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what this does.
They're cutting out the middleman. Or they are the middleman. Okay, resolution number 1844, a resolution adopting a hazard mitigation plan update for the city of St. Helens and superseding resolution 1677.
Move we approve resolution 1844 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1844. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, resolution 1845, a resolution determining that a nuisance exists upon property located at 922 Cowlett Street within the city of St. Helens and directing that notice to abate the nuisance be posted on said premises.
The termites are banned.
Move we adopt resolution number 1845.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 1845. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Award bid contract 2019 annual street striping project and specialized pavement marking Inc. in the amount of $19,504.
I move we award the contract to Specialized Pavement Marketing Incorporated for $19,504.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to award bid contract to Specialized Pavement Marking Incorporated to the tune of $19,504. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approve and authorize for signature. A. Mal Foster along the work order authorization for professional services related to Phase 1 Lagoon Repurposing Project. B. Contract payments. C. Western Display Fireworks Agreement and Purchase Order for 4th of July fireworks. D. Turney. Is that Turney? Turney Excavating Inc. for repair of the 48-inch, well, that is a big pipe, CMP bypass pipeline under Plymouth Street at Secondary Treatment Plant Lagoon.
Move we approve and authorize for signatures items A through D.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve items A through D. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda for acceptance. A. Budget Committee meetings dated March 15th, April 5th, April 17th, and May 3rd, 2018.
Move we accept consent agenda 9A.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve consent agenda 9A. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda for approval. Accounts payable bill list.
Move we approve consent agenda for approval items A.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve consent agenda 10A. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? I don't have much to report. We talked about a little bit earlier. Just lots of collaboration lately, and I really like that. I love the way that we're partnering up with a lot of people, school districts to counties to Port continues to show up. Councilor Morton talked about Pat Trapp showing up, and I just thought that was, it's about time to get this county. It's like turning a big ship. Government is like turning a big ship, is what it's like. You're not just going to do it like that. And things are happening. I mean, we're moving forward. So that being said, good to see a housing need analysis. At least we have a basis. We know that we're kind of heading in the right direction. And that we could find improvement with that. And we do get the ability to do what's called draft regulations and kind of tweak that housing need analysis for like cottage clusters and whatever. The problem is with the cost of the dirt, and then you put sewer, water, power, and asphalt, and you brought it all up to code. No longer is that even affordable housing. Right then and there, at the dirt phase. And these guys they're running big excavators. They have to pay a huge liability insurance and also a bond. And they have to turn a profit. It's the American way. It just is what it is. I don't have the answer to that solution. If I did, I would be doing it because I care about this community. So,
The answer is fairly easy, Rick. We just need jobs that pay 3 times as much as they are now, which means we need a heavy industrial base here. We got to handle the other side too.
yep, I agree. We need industry. I'm not going to disagree with you at all, Councilor DeBez. So that's what I got to report on. Let's start with Council President Morton.
Yeah, today in my report, I asked the staff to research a safety ordinance or a resolution of storage of hazardous material on city property. The reason that I did that is that, and Councilor Locke, you're going to have to help
Was
me
it on
with
city property or city limits?
within the city, with I believe on city property or within the city.
Because the
limits.
railroad tracks would be their own, and that's what you're referring to. So I want you to,
Well, the tracks or the switching yard.
yes.
So it has to be within the city limit.
Within
Yes.
the city limits. I'm not certain how it read. That's why I asked for it. Councilor Locke, if you can help me out, because of your history, I believe Jim Huff, who was mill manager at that time, proposed this ordinance or resolution because of the amount of ammonia stored in tanker cars
It was actually chlorine.
or chlorine.
When the mill used to get tankers full of chlorine, and they used to sit out by the highway, yeah. And then of course the mill went through a change in, I don't know, I'm going to say 23 years ago, to where they didn't use the tanker of chlorine anymore. So that helped with that situation.
Well, that certainly doesn't mean a resolution or an ordinance goes away.
No,
When the-
well, they still, you're right, they still get a lot of other chemicals in, and they were supposed to be down at the mill instead of on the highway out
So
here.
that's the ordinance I'm searching for. And if we can look that up and try to find that ordinance or that resolution, it would help me out a whole lot about working with the switching yard out there that now tanker cars are parked there for usually over the weekend, and which means that's hazardous material. It could explode. It could blow a portion of our city up, and I have problems with that. So what I'd like to see is that ordinance and what what it actually says, what it means in terms of how it's enforced, what possible fines are, that kind of thing. Because I see that we can't do anything. That all our hands are pretty much tied. We'll see where the rail study goes with the port conducting a rail study that the council suggested that they do, and we'll see where that goes and what the outcome is. But we can't do anything about rail traffic going through our city. It's that's beyond us. That's at the state or federal level. And so what we can do is prevent the storage of hazardous material. And that seems to be something that's very viable, and it is very apparent that those tanker cars are parked there over the weekend until it comes time that they can come up and hook those things up and take them that way down to either Port Westward or I'm not certain where they would go. But anyway, while they're here, I'd like to see I'd like to work on a resolution or an ordinance not to allow storage of hazardous material or the containers that they're in, and because those containers are full of gases that are very dangerous as well. So anyway, that's where I'm going, and I've got Resolution 1622 that what the staff, when I requested this, the staff, I saw this in front of me, and this is one that we did that basically says that rail traffic will have an impact on our citizens in negative and positive ways in different ways. I'm looking for the one that deals with safety issues, and I know Jim Huff was mill manager, and he was quite concerned because he knew how volatile those containers were and what it would do to the high school, what it would do to the surrounding area. It's huge. It's huge, especially when you have 3 or 4 or 5 of those cars linked together. And we all know that there's been a history of that. There's been another rail incident, I believe, down in Texas just this past weekend. So it continues, it continues, it continues. No matter how safe the people who own the rail system say it is to transport that material, it's still happening. It's still causing fires. It's still causing explosions, and it just happens to go through our community.
Keith,
Oh.
when the resolution was put in, was the interstate hazard signals, you've seen them stapled on the side of trucks, looks like a triangle, and you can either, it's a number of different hazard. Was that in place when the local resolution was put in?
I'm not certain.
I can answer
I can't
that.
speak to it.
The NHTSA, the National Highway Safety Institute, it mandates that any type of hazardous material that's transported across our nation has those placards, and each, like 1203 is gasoline, and there's a variety of them, and then first responders are trained into how to respond in the perimeter and what's explosive and what you put on what type of fires. So yes, that's been around since I want to say, if I'm correct, from the work session, that resolution was only put into effect a couple years ago. So that placard system's been in place for about 35 years now.
Yeah.
So
Not been-
Now, if the resolution, if it would have been like
2013.
2013.
yes, the placards were in place then. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Yep. Councilor Lopez.
We heard today that the students attacked the weeds and the flowers in the back and did quite a job this weekend. And people who have been doing this were very, very pleased. And they made a big difference. And they should be thanked officially. I guess we kind of did it.
Just did it.
Yeah, okay. Very good. That's my thing.
Thanks, Councilor Lopez. Councilor Carlson.
Just following up on Councilor Topaz, the students actually made a thank you for the council for supporting their efforts and for covering the costs that they were not able to get donated, which was about $50 from ACE and about $20 in soil from Walmart. But everything else, the pizza was donated by Sunshine, the plants were donated by Means Nursery and from Scappoose Bay Watershed. So, and the kids did those donations on their own and talked to them and told them what the project was, and everybody they talked to was willing to participate and wanted to be part of supporting the kids in the project. And that's all I have.
I'm pretty darn impressed with our youth council. Councilor Locke.
They're doing a great job.
They are.
I'm very impressed with them also. I'm very impressed with the participants in our, if I was mayor, although I wish that we would have lots of them come in with things. So I don't know what we're doing to advertise this, but we're doing something wrong.
We did a lot of advertising this year, just because we even bumped it up from what we did last year, and we got quite a bit of participation last year, and we thought, well, we'll try to get more, and so we did a lot more. I think one of the disadvantages is that we aren't able to put a flyer in every single backpack. We are having to do the advertising in their peach jar, which is something where a parent
Electronic.
has to go to the
All right.
website to actually pull it up. So it's not something where they're going to get it at home.
The other option, though, is that I believe that they will let you go into the school and do it in person.
Yes.
Promote this event in person.
Yes, and I think Lisa has gone and done a little bit of that. But yeah, that would be something
For
we
my
could do.
kids, I tried to force it down my kids' throat. And
I haven't
It-
piped in and say, you
yeah,
guys
I
need
mean,
to do this, and yeah.
it happened
nothing.
in my home, because I have high schoolers. It happened when big projects were due at midterm. And so they were like, do you want me to do the essay from a language arts class or this? So
If Lisa needs help
Maybe we need
next
to
year
look
to
at the
visit
timing
schools,
of
I'd be
If there's
glad to.
Well,
Test
the,
going
time,
on.
the timing actually was changed at the state level because of participation, and they wanted to make it earlier.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it might just be, that's the way it is this year.
yep.
Yeah. Maybe they'll end up changing it again.
Maybe I'm doing such a good job. They just don't want to say if I were mayor.
Has to be it. It just has to be.
There's truth in
I
advertising.
see head shaking in the crowd. Nobody's really laughing either. Great. Councilor Locke, do you have anything else?
That's all I got.
Okay, Youth Councilor Vishal.
Yeah, so we did the cleaning, as you guys all mentioned. It was really fun. We all had a great time, and we got done like earlier than we expected, which I was really happy about because I had stepped it that day. But it was it turned out really well, and yeah, that's. And I have some more things. This weekend I think it's who's it through?
It's the mental health fair.
Yeah, there's a mental health fair, Let's Connect. It's called.
Yes.
Something like that. Okay. And so we're gonna be volunteering there. NAMI Walks on May 19th, which is a Portland mental health awareness fundraiser.
Yep.
And we have like our own team for that. And we were throwing around ideas of doing like trash cleanups and different ways we could clean up trash in the city. And something I personally liked, and I think we pretty much decided on, was cleaning up the trash after the Kiwanis, what's it called? Yeah. Parade, like after that parade, being able to pick up like all the trash on the street left over after people are gone, or just from the parade float passing by. And so that's most likely something we will be doing. So
That's awesome.
that's all I got.
Keep up the good work. Chief Greenway.
Just a friendly reminder to our citizens that tomorrow is our first Thursday for May 2nd, 7 o'clock p.m. at the St. Helens Library, and we are featuring our canine program with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office canine officer and his dog, as well as our own officer John Eggers from St. Helens and Canine Riders. So I encourage all the families and community to come out and meet your canine officers that work the area, and hope to see you there tomorrow night. That's all I have, sir.
Do you want me to come get bit?
No. That we need you on that bench because we don't have enough participation from the students that want to be the mayor. So, thank you.
Sue.
I guess just a reminder, tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock to 3, please come down and say
Absolutely,
goodbye.
yes.
Thank you to Neil, as he's officially retired now. So,
Yep,
yeah, hopefully we'll see you all there. That's all.
I'll be there.
Great.
Yep. Matt.
I'm taking a day off tomorrow. I'll be back on Friday.
Okay.
So,
What?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, for real. I am taking a day off.
Nothing? Okay, John? God, he's very quiet today. All right. Anybody want to go back? Tina? I forgot about you. Anything? No? Anybody in the audience got anything they'd like to say?
No.
Reporters? Would you like to come up and make a comment? No? For the record? All right. Adjourned. Oh, yeah.